What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're going to be diving into Volume 1 of Soara and the House of Monsters. Now, this is one that I have been highly anticipating coming out because I heard about it like a little over a year ago and went and looked up a little bit of it online, checked out like the first chapter or so, and loved what I saw, loved what I read. And not long after that, Seven Seas announced that they had picked up the rights to print it, and so here we are a year later, with the English volume out, and the story and art of this is done by Hidenori Yamaji. Now, first of all, this is a very awesome cover because it makes you, at least for me, ask a lot of questions of like, okay, what is this? What is going on in this picture? And so basically, the story behind this is that you follow this young lady named Soara, who was an orphan girl. She was brought in and raised by knights in order to train to fight monsters when she becomes old enough to join the war and stuff. Well, years later, through all this training and hardship, she's super strong. She's ready for battle, and it is announced that hey, the war is over. You know, there's no more fighting with the monsters. The monsters have, decided that hey, they don't want no more fighting, and now Sora's life purpose is just tossed out the window. And so she then pretty much begins to roam the land in order to search for a new purpose for life. And she ends up stumbling across these three dwarves who are architects. And here's a shot of the three dwarves with their leader in the middle, Kirik. And so basically, these guys are on a mission to provide and build custom houses for various monsters and stuff they requested and stuff. And the reason behind this was basically during all the fighting and stuff with the humans, one thing that the monsters continuously noticed and admired was the humans' living situation, because most of the monsters had never even thought about that. They're just like, hey, wherever I can find a place to lay my head at night, a cave, within a tree, whatever, that's cool. But as they got to see how humans and stuff were living, they began to admire their way of life, and that's what led to what's going on now. And so pretty much the story follows Soara joining up with these dwarves as they travel around doing various requests for different creatures and stuff. And so one of the cool things that I love, because obviously, and I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but one of the dope things I enjoy of this is the art and the detail of it, and how they do a very detailed breakdown in a fun way of the situation and what's going on. So, like for example, the first monsters that they build a new, or they renovate a new house for, is some goblins, and so they kind of give a rundown and even give you a detailed image of what the goblins' current living situation is, with notes and stuff of the living space, as well as notes for what the monsters themselves are. And you kind of go through the chapter or whatever, getting detailed information on basically what the complaints are of the monsters, what are they looking at hoping to fix. Because this is an example of what the stuff of the goblins looks like. The pointy rocks and the dirty floors and all this stuff. And it's just pretty dope kind of getting to see them walk through this process, them doing the tear down or the remodeling or however they do it, because each creature and stuff in each request is different. And then you also get this very beautifully detailed finished look of like, hey, here's the before, here's the after, once again with all the detailed information as far as like, hey, here's all the changes, here's why they did this, why they did that, here's how they solved whatever problems or complaints that the various monsters and stuff had. And it's just a very just heartwarming thing to see, because like I said, for the most part in a lot of these series, it's like, oh, you hear about goblins and different monsters and stuff, it's all about killing and fighting and destruction. And no, now yes, there is some action and stuff, whatever, but the focal point of this, I would say, is kind of more of like a slice of life in a way. Uh, I guess maybe like a slice of life coming of age kind of mixture thing going on. Uh, and yeah, it is just very beautiful. And like this is probably one of the most infamous or like images that are gone around. Just this shot of Kirik admiring his work and the goblins just jumping for joy and rejoicing at their new home and stuff like that. And so that is honestly like the most exciting thing about reading this that I'm curious about going forward, because I won't spoil all the monsters and stuff in this one, but I did enjoy the other couple of monsters that they covered in this volume and how they addressed their various concerns and stuff for the living situations and stuff. And so this volume also kind of ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger for the monster that they're going to be helping out, or I guess like the monster request that they're going to be diving into in the next volume. Though of course volume 2 isn't coming out until February of next year, so it's a very long wait. But I am very much looking forward to. But yeah, Soara and the House of Monsters is something very cool, very unique, and one that I definitely highly recommend. Like I said, if you're looking for something a little bit more chill with some beautiful art and just something with the sense of wonder, because like I said, you're just always curious to figure out what they're going to do next, and to see like, okay, who's the next monster that's going to request something, what problem they're going to encounter, and all those various things and stuff. But yeah, so Soara and the House of Monsters, this is another cool one. Like I said, I'm very happy to add to my shelf, to my collection, that I am looking forward to talking about more in the future. And yeah, just the art and stuff, even on the back, is just like very beautiful and stuff like that. So but yeah, very dope series. And I'm also looking forward to seeing Soara continue to grow, because obviously she's been trained her whole life to fight and hunt and kill monsters, and so kind of having to get over those perceptions and stuff, because even the dwarves and stuff kind of call her out like, man, he kind of, showing a little bit of prejudice here, man. And and the way she's talking and trying to attack the monsters and stuff on sight, and they're like, whoa, man, you need to slow your roll, man. You kind of your racism is showing. But real talk, Soara in the House of Monsters. Let me know if you've checked it out, or if it's one that you're interested in checking out. Like I said, beautiful series, wholesome series, and we'll see where this goes. But that's gonna be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. You can catch me everywhere at Danny's to Talk, and I'll catch you in the next one. Y'all be easy. Peace.